How are we doing, guys? ALTV, Leeds 0, Swansea 1 match review of the game. So just to start off with, guys, I apologise for the late upload on this one. This is the first chance I've had to film, but as ever, Conor and Joe absolutely smashed the reviews of the game as well. Make sure you check them out. If you haven't done already, you probably have already checked them out, but make sure you do if you haven't done already. But guys, it's disappointing, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's a disappointing defeat. You know, at the end of the day, I'm glad it's happened 6 games into the season rather than at the end of the season. But there's worrying signs there. You know, look, at the end of the day, it's a game that, if we're being honest on the balance of play, I am critical. Sometimes I'm critical, but I would say on the balance of play, we've done enough to at least get a point from the game, if not win the game. But at the end of the day, you have to give Swansea credit. 100% have to give Swansea credit. They did the basics, we didn't do the basics. You know, look at the way that we defended on that, on the goal, the winner. It's atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. I'm not going to single out individuals because collectively the way we defended on that winner was not good enough. We can say it's a scrappy goal. We can say they got a bit of luck with the finish. Whatever you want to say, we didn't defend well enough on that goal and we got what we deserved. We conceded. We conceded. You can't defend the way we did on that goal. You know, the lead up to the corner, the way that we defend the corner, you know, the second phase, you know, the ball goes into the box, we don't touch the ball. We don't make one touch the ball. Swansea have 5 or 6 touches, we don't get anywhere near the ball on any touch. You know, on any sort of situation, we don't get anywhere near to any contact to Swansea. Nowhere near. You know, the ball gets cleared, the second phase comes in, you know, the ball comes back over. We're nowhere near it. We're absolutely nowhere near it. The goal's awful. The goal's awful, and you can't expect to win football games and defend like that. You know, at the end of the day, you can't. Simple as that. And that's not having to go at the back four at all, because the back four is doing a sterling job. Ben White, Liam Cooper, absolutely unbelievable partnership. It's been touched on Twitter. It's been touched on in Conor and Joe's reviews. It's been touched on in all our reviews. Every single review, there's Cooper and White have not had a bad game all season. As collectively, individually, they've not had a bad game all season. That's an absolutely superb defensive unit. And to be honest, I think it's an absolutely massively promising unit. They suit each other's game absolutely fantastically. And then obviously you've got Calvin in front as well. That's not a criticism. Let me make that absolutely clear. That's not a criticism. But collectively, as a unit, there's certain players I don't think we're doing enough. I'm not going to name individuals. That's something I've tried to steer clear from last season. You know, I watched some reviews from last season and I was frustrated myself. You know, I don't want to be looking at individuals, but I think we have to be stronger. You have to be stronger. There has to be a desire there to get to the ball. You know, you're looking at it, we're getting barged off the ball. You know, we're getting the first clearance on that corner and then we've got an opportunity to clear it, you know, to set a counter-attack or just get rid of the ball. We do neither. We get out-muscled. We get out-fought. We get out-battled. And I hate phrases like desire. I do hate phrases like that, but you know, I have to be honest, we weren't strong enough in that situation. And maybe it was the one mistake we made in the game, but it's basics like that. If there's an opportunity for a counter-attack, set the counter-attack. If you have to get the ball away, get the ball away. You have to do one or the other. You can't dawdle. You can't dawdle in those situations. And that happened too much in the last sort of 10 minutes of the game. And you know, simple as, you know, no matter how well you play in 80 minutes, how many chances we create, you can't do that. And look, in terms of the performance, I don't think it was a particularly bad performance. I think it was probably one of our best performances, probably the best performance at home so far. And we just, you know, we created chances. You know, we had probably 3 good chances in the game. Swansea, if I'm being honest, didn't have that many chances. They came close a couple of times, but I think we did enough certainly to get at least something from the game. But I think it shows that, I think the difference in quality, I think it's definitely Swansea, probably the best team we've played so far this season. I think defensively they look good. In the midfield, I have to say, I never thought I'd say this, but fair play to Matt Grimes. Matt Grimes has massively improved on his time at Leeds. I was massively impressed with him yesterday. Bertrand Selina caused a lot of problems as well. You know, it was a good game of football. It was a good game of football between 2 teams. You know, I think, of course, I felt we were on top. I thought it was very similar to the Leeds Sheffield United game from last season. But again, that was another game where we didn't do the basics. And you have to do that. You simply have to do that. It can't all be about what we do on the ball. You know, how much we dominate games, possession, all this. You've got to do the work off the ball as well. You've got to do the hard work, the less sexy work. You have to do it. You absolutely have to do the basics. No matter how good you are as a team, Man City has to do it, Liverpool has to do it, Barcelona have to do it. You've got to dig in sometimes. It's, you know, it's simple as that. You know, it's not. It can't all be about what we do on the ball. And look, I don't want to be too critical because we don't concede that many chances, but it's 2 goals now we conceded at home. It's cost us 3 points collectively. You know, 2 points against Forest, the 1 point against the 1 point yesterday, and it's basics. You know, it's not really a case of they've cut us open. We've just not defended properly. I mean, we've not read the situations properly. You know, individuals haven't done the jobs. Collectively, we've not looked organised, and it's frustrating. And it's down to the players. You know, it's down to the players collectively. But look, it's been a good start to the season. I don't want to be too downhearted here because it's been a good start to the season. 13 points from 6 is good. Performances have been good. Okay, we're not at the levels I felt we were for the first 6 games last season, but you know, at the end of the day, we probably were never going to be at the levels we were for the last 6 games of last season. And it's been a good start. You know, I think they've all contributed, but you know, I think we've got to take the warnings from this game. You know, I think don't panic. Absolutely don't panic. You know, don't panic at all, because on another day we'd have got something from that game. You know, we'd have won probably the Forest game. We'd have won the Swansea game. I could make an argument for us probably winning every game we've played so far this season. And I'm critical. I am a critical. You know, I was critical after the Wigan game. I was certainly critical for those first 45 against Brentford, but I think in each game we've played so far this season, we've done enough to win. We have done enough to win, so that has to be a positive. Okay, we've missed chances. We have missed chances, let's be honest. We're still, you know, we have question marks over how clinical we are, but I'd much prefer the performances to be good than the results. That's the main thing at this start point of the season, you know, that we've got that identity. We know we've got that identity, and we've got belief in it, but there's certain things I think we need to change. I think certainly look at the, you know, collectively, the fall behind Bamford. I know Bamford's had a lot of criticism. You know, obviously, you know, look, you know, it wasn't Bamford's best game yesterday. He missed a good chance. He did miss a good chance, but Bamford's done his job for me. Bamford's done his job. He's got 4 goals in 6 games. If he maintains that for the season, you know, he's clever. His movement's good. You know, he's making things happen. I think for me, I want to see more goals from the 4 behind Bamford. You know, it's 4 games now where collectively, Pablo, Mateusz Klich, Adam Forshaw, and Jack Harrison, the 4 behind Bamford, who've started games, they've not scored collectively now for 4 games. That's 360 minutes of football. All they've got in terms of end products in those 360 minutes is a Pablo assist against Stoke. That's not enough. That's nowhere near enough. You know, in this system, when we've got playing a 4-1-4-1, you need that attacking force to contribute goals. And look, I don't want to be too critical because, you know, Klich and Forshaw, they've dominated football matches. They are dominating games in the middle. They're retaining the ball nicely. But I want to see more in terms of end product. I think certainly for Mateusz Klich, you know, I love Mateusz Klich. I do absolutely adore Mateusz Klich. He's the best number 8 in the league for me. But at the minute, he's not quite at those levels. He's having to play a little bit more advanced, with Adam Forshaw obviously being a bit more defensive. I don't think it suits Mateusz Klich as much. I think he needs to be coming deeper and dictating the football match a little bit more. I think the way we're trying to obviously having to play him is a lot of his passes, you know, he's not really getting on the ball as much because he's playing further up the pitch. You know, the holding midfielder is able to track him a little bit easier. When he's playing as a number 8, he can time his runs better. As a number 10, you're kind of there already. You know, you're not really being able to sort of ghost into the box, make those late runs, or get shots off. You know, it's more difficult for Mateusz Klich, the type of player he is, playing where he is. But yeah, I think collectively we need more goals from them. It's only really been Pablo's contributed, and I'm afraid it's a simple fact really. You know, look at Norwich last season, because defensively, you know, we're not conceding many goals. Okay, we've conceded 2 daft goals against Forest and Swansea, but in general, defensively we're being superb. You know, I think the 2 centre backs, Calvin in front, absolutely fantastic. That's something very clear to take. But I've got to agree with Conor and Joe on, you know, Helder Costa as well. I think Helder Costa, he made a good impact again yesterday, and I just feel the 4 at the minute, I've got nothing against any of them individually. I think they all contribute something individually. But I think as a dynamic, it's not working as well as it can do. I think we definitely need a little bit more pace. You know, look at Costa. I think Tyler Roberts, when he comes back in, would probably be someone I'd definitely look at for the middle, to allow Klich to drop back a little bit, or Forshaw to play in that position. And I just think, as a dynamic, you know, you certainly look at that Swansea game, the way they sat back, the game yesterday even, the way they sat back at times and tried to absorb pressure and hit us on the counter. I think we did need that little bit more pace. You know, when Nketiah came on, we did have that. I think it was probably the only time when Van der Horn looks a little bit uncomfortable was when Nketiah came on and had that little bit more pace. There was a little bit of uncertainty there. Obviously, Helder Costa was able to sort of drive it, Sheikh Bidwell a little bit more. And yeah, I think sometimes, maybe away from home as well, we do need that counter-attacking threat, that little bit more pace, because we win a lot of second balls. We do win a lot of second balls. It's what we do. We high press. You know, people like Adam Forshaw, Calvin, the back 4, you know, where it's pressing high. You know, Stuart Dallas as well. We're winning a lot of second balls, which is good to see. We're dominating football matches. But when you win the second balls, if you've got that pace there, we can score a lot more goals from counter attacks. I don't think we're utilising that to what we can. You know, we get the ball in some really dangerous areas on the counter, but we don't quite have that pace to starting games to take advantage of that. And I don't want to criticise. It might be coming across as overcritical because I'm happy with our start to the season, but there are signs there that we've still got stuff to learn from last season. Still some of the weaknesses from last season are showing. You look, it's another game against a team that's up there that we've lost at home, and that's disappointing as well. Obviously Norwich, Sheffield United last season. It's disappointing. Obviously Derby in the playoffs as well. It is disappointing that we're losing this game. If we can't win it, don't lose it. That's a big thing. 0-0 would not have been too bad yesterday. And yeah, I do think the international break's come at a good time. Obviously we've got a chance to get Luke Ayling, Tyler Roberts back fit, both two big players. But I think the difficult thing about getting Helder Costa in the team, to be fair, is that obviously Pablo prepares it on the right hand side. If you bring in Helder Costa on the right, you've got Pablo on the left, you've got two inverted wingers then, and you've not got a lot of width. And maybe to an extent that doesn't work so well with Bielsa's system. We do need width because it can get very congested in the central areas, and then you're very reliant on the fullbacks to push forward. But I think we definitely do need to make at least one change on that attacking four. I think we do need to be a little bit more ruthless, something Conor's touched on a lot in his review. I do feel we need to be ruthless. Look at Swansea yesterday. There was no room for any sort of sentiment yesterday with Swansea. Borja Baston came off with 25 minutes to go. Sam Surridge came on. I think Jan Dander, who's played quite a bit this season, came off. There was no Ayew came off as well yesterday. They've been absolutely superb for Swansea this season. They've done amazingly well for Swansea this season. But there was no sentiment there. They were ruthless, Swansea, and maybe that's something we can be as well. I don't want to. It's hard not to be critical when we've lost the game because we've done enough to win the game. We've done enough to at least get something from the game, but we've not done the basics right. And I think in terms of the whole unit going forward isn't quite working to its full potential for me. I think it's certainly, you look at it, to be a top team, you've got to score goals. You've got to score the goals. Absolutely no doubt about that. You've got to score the goals. We can play all this nice football, create all these chances, but you've got to score the goals, and you've got to do the basics right. Late on in games, in certain periods of games. I know our expected goal of the game is absolutely exceptional, both going forward and defensively, and it's actually improved on last season. But you have to score the goals. You have to, absolutely have to. You have to take advantage of these situations. But then even looking at the chances we created, two of them, only one of them actually came from the attacking four. I look at the three chances. Obviously you got Paddy Bamford's chance early doors that went just wide. Obviously Liam Cooper's header, which is a great save to be fair, and the Eddie Nketiah chance at the end, which is maybe a half chance. But only one of those chances was created by Pablo Hernandez. The other one was off a Calvin Phillips set piece, and the other was off Stuart Dallas on the fullbacks. We need more. We need more from that four behind. Simple as that. And they're all exceptional players in their own way. They all can contribute in this team. But it's how it works as a unit. It's all about balance. It is all about balance. It's as simple as that. It's no good having just individuals. Pablo's the best creator in the league, but it's not all about individual skill. It's not all about that. We need collectively them all to score goals. And it's four games without a goal. Poor. It is poor. Simple as that. The way we've dominated football matches, it's really disappointing. I know they all came close against Stoke, but that's poor. Let's be honest. It's not good. That's not good enough. And we have to be ruthless. If you want to achieve the top two, there's got to be some hove truths at times. When certain things aren't working well, there's changes have got to be made, and that's something I hope we are going to see. But we'll wait and see, guys. We'll wait and see. It's been a good start to the season. I'm not panicking. I certainly think we're on track, but to complete the job this time around, we've got to sort of nail the slight little details, the small details, cutting out those small errors made against Forest and Swansea. There's small little errors there, and it's frustrating errors, crucial errors. Just cutting that out in the big games, in the big moments in games, and yeah, just finding that right balance going forward. We've got some exceptional talent going forward. We've just got to find that right balance now. And yeah, I think maybe rotation might be the answer from time to time. But look, guys, it's frustrating, but we're on the right track. And I think we've more than matched Swansea at the top of the table at the end of the day, and that's a good sort of indicator benchmark of where we're at this season. But it's going to be a long season. There's going to be frustrating moments like this. The international break has come at a good time. The next game against Barnsley is a really, really tough game, and I think we will need to set up differently against that. Barnsley will play a high line. Can we bring a bit more patience to the team to take advantage of that? We need to score more goals from counter-attacks. We need to take more. We get the ball in some fantastic areas. We can get more goals from counter-attacks if we just find that unit, just get it to gel as well as it can. Guys, I'm rambling now. I'm going to leave it there anyway. Make sure you check out Conor and Joe's reviews, as I mentioned before. If you haven't done already, I've got plenty of content coming up this week as well for you guys, even though it's an international break. I'll see you later, guys, anyway. I apologise for the review being late. See you later, guys.